For over a year, Alberto Ascari did not lose. 9 Grands Prix in a row, a record that stood for 60 years until Sebastian Vettel finally matched it in 2013. Then, in the summer of 1953, Ascari lost the closest race in the sport's history by less than a car length. This is the season the streak finally broke, and somehow Ascari still walked away champion anyway. What has changed is Juan Manuel Fangio. Fully recovered from the broken neck that wiped out his entire 1952 season, he's back, healthy, and heading a genuinely quick Maserati squad. For the first time since Ferrari started winning everything, there's a real team built to challenge them again. Ferrari's lineup is stacked. Ascari, the reigning champion. Farina, the sport's first ever champion back in 1950, now his teammate. And a new signing, a young British driver named Mike Hawthorne, about to have a season nobody expected. Across the garage, Fangio's leading Maserati's charge, backed by fellow Argentine Jose Froilán González and a promising young teammate named Onofre Marimón. 4 Ferraris, a full grid of Maseratis, and for the first time in years, genuine uncertainty about who wins each week. Round 1 in Fangio's home country of Argentina, and Ascari wins it, with teammate Luigi Villoresi second. Fangio actually runs as high as second in front of his home crowd before an early retirement, and Hawthorne brings his Ferrari home fourth. Round 2 is Indianapolis again, still officially part of the championship, still running to completely different rules. Last year, Ferrari actually gave it a shot. This year, nobody from Europe bothers. It's the same disconnected oddity it's always been. Round 3 at Zandvoort, and Maserati's brought a promising new car. But it's not enough yet. Ascari and Farina finish 1-2, same as always. Round 4 at Spa, and Fangio's teammate González actually leads early, with Fangio right behind him. Then, both Maseratis develop engine trouble and fade. Ascari, as usual, is right there to pick up the pieces. It's his 9th Grand Prix win in a row, a streak that actually stretches all the way back to the Belgian Grand Prix the year before. Round 5 at Rams, and this is the one people still talk about. For the entire second half of the race, it's Mike Hawthorne and Juan Manuel Fangio, side by side, swapping the lead at practically every single corner. After well over 300 miles of racing, the top 4 cars cross the line, separated by less than 5 seconds combined. Hawthorne takes it, right at the very last corner, his first ever Grand Prix win. And buried in the chaos of that same race, in 4th place, is Ascari. The 9-race streak is over. Round 6 at Silverstone, and Ascari answers immediately, leading every single lap from pole and beating Fangio by a full minute. The streak breaker at Reims looks more and more like a one-off. Round 7 at the Nürburgring, and it's Farina's turn to win one for the team. Ferrari's still sweeping the board. They just keep rotating who's doing the winning. Round 8, and this is where Ascari actually clinches the whole championship, and it is not a clean drive. Fangio leads early until gearbox trouble drops him out. Then, Ascari himself develops engine problems and has to pit, falling all the way back to 4th, behind his own teammates Farina and Hawthorne. Team orders say hold position. Ascari ignores them completely, fights back past both of his teammates, and wins the race outright. It's his 2nd World Championship, and, as it turns out, the final Grand Prix win of his entire career. The title's already decided, but Monza still has one more twist left. 5 cars are running together on the very last lap. Ascari and Farina out front, Fangio right behind them, hunting a first win of the season for Maserati. Coming into the final corner, Ascari makes a mistake and spins. Farina swerves onto the grass to avoid him and loses momentum. And through the dust of it all comes Fangio, taking the win. It's Maserati's first ever World Championship victory, and Fangio's first win since 1951. Final standings. Ascari champion for the 2nd year running, the first driver in the sport's history to go back-to-back. Fangio 2nd, Farina 3rd, Hawthorne, the man who ended the streak. 4th in his very first season at Ferrari. But look at where the actual momentum sits at the end of the year. Maserati just won the biggest race on the calendar. Fangio's fully healthy, fully competitive, and hungrier than ever. Ascari just won his second title in a row, and though nobody knows it yet, he'd never win another Grand Prix again. That's 1953, the year the streak ended and the real rivalry began. Next time. 1954, when Fangio switches teams again, a brand new manufacturer enters the sport, and the balance of power actually flips. Subscribe for a new season every week.